Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, probably welcome. I'm very excited for today's video. It's something that I've had in the back of my mind for quite a bit of time, and now I finally have the time to do it. It is February break week, so I have 5 days off, no school, no homework, literally nothing that needs to be done. So it's the perfect time to film this video. I'm really excited. So to kind of like give this video a bit of context, over the summer I posted a video switching my screen time for reading time. I think I did it for like 4 or 5 days. I can't really remember. But it's my most watched video on my channel, which is not saying a lot because it only has like 80 views, but that is more than my videos tend to get. They normally average around like 24 to like 30 views, so 80 it felt like a lot. So I'm hoping that this video will do equally as well, because I think it's a fun one. So instead of switching my screen time for reading time, I'm switching it up, and instead of screen time, it's going to be how many times I pick up my phone, and then I'm going to read that amount of pages, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do Monday through Friday because today's Monday, and I wrote down how many times I picked up my phone each day, and then I'm going to read that amount of pages. So hopefully that makes sense. I feel like it's pretty straightforward, so it should theoretically make sense, and hopefully I did a good job of explaining it. So I don't know how to end this intro. Okay, so I did not do a great job of ending that intro. I'm a little sick, so I don't know if I'm thinking properly, a little tired. But I'm just gonna jump right into Monday. So like I said, today is Monday, and I picked up my phone 114 times last Monday. So we're going off of last week's stuff because obviously today, like this week, that would make no sense. So we're going off of how many times I picked up my phone last week, and that, like last week on that day. And last Monday I happened to pick up my phone 114 times, and it's around like 4:30 now. Also, little side note, the sun has started to set after 5 p.m. so I get this like golden hour type thing later now, and it makes me so happy because I hated when it would get dark before 5 p.m. Like, it's awful. That is not what I like. So very happy to see this. My room, I think, looks so pretty in this light. So that was just a little side note I had to add. But this morning I had a car ride. I went to visit a college, which I talked about in my February break vlog, which I believe I'm putting that out before this video, so I will link that video either here or there, whatever side of the screen it comes up on, if you want to check that out. And I actually started a new book, my second book of February, actually, even though today is the 17th. Yeah, today's the 17th, and I've actually only finished one book so far this month, so we're a little bit behind schedule, but it's okay. I'm reading on my Kindle, and I will be reading on my Kindle for this entire vlog. Description ends at the end of this month, so I just want to get as much like use out of it in these last couple weeks that I can, which is why I will be doing all of the reading on my Kindle. But I had about probably like an hour and a half I read in the car for, and so far I'm at 170. I don't know if that's focused. I don't think it is. But I've read 170 pages. I just started the book today. It is Fumbled Hearts by Meagan, Brandy. I read, actually the last 2 books I read were Say You Swear and Promise Me Not by her, and I wanted to go back and read kind of like, I wouldn't say that they're prequels, but I probably should have read them before I read Say You Swear and Promise Me Not, because they are about characters that show up in those books and they're already together in those books. They referenced like stuff that they've been through, but I'm like, I'm confused. I don't know what they went through because I didn't read the books first. So now I'm going back and reading. It's a 2-book series, so that's probably what we're going to focus on for the majority of this, and then we'll see. This book on Kindle says that there's 469 pages, and since I've read 170 of them, it says I'm 34% of the way done. So since I have read 170 pages and I only needed to read 114 pages today, I have completed the challenge for today, so I am going to check that off. I do not like how that check mark looks. That's a little sneak peek of how many pages we have to read each day, if you caught that. But I am going to continue reading because when I stopped in the middle of a chapter, and I'm just really enjoying the book, and I literally have nothing to do. So I'm just going to continue reading. We'll see how far I can get. And then tomorrow, literally got nothing to do. I'll probably go to the gym. I'm on my break week from running, so I'm not running, but probably to like lift weights, and maybe I'll bike if I'm feeling it. But like I said at the start of this video, a little stuffy, so it's all gonna depend on how I feel. But I'm gonna read. I'm gonna set up a time lapse. I'm gonna sit in my bed and be comfy, and honestly probably just keep the camera angle the same because you can see like the sun and it looks pretty. And yeah, I don't know if I'll check back in again today. I'll probably just give you an update on how much I actually ended up reading when I talk about tomorrow. So probably will not be talking again tonight, but maybe I will. Who knows? I feel like I tend to yap a lot, but I will probably most likely talk to you guys tomorrow. So I'm going to get to reading, and I will talk to you guys soon. Like in a couple seconds probably for you. Well, no, you're gonna see the time lapse, and then I'll talk to you. Okay? You guys know how it works, maybe. Okay. Hello everyone, it is now Tuesday. It's a little dark, but that's okay. I don't look the greatest. I didn't like get ready at all today because I was not feeling the greatest from my stuffy nose. So I just spent all day rotting in bed. It's about 5 o'clock now though, so the day is not yet over, which is a good thing because I have to read 240 pages today because I picked up my phone 240 times last Tuesday. Not really sure. Oh, I do know. I was like texting back and forth with a ton of my friends. So we were just going back and forth, and I would turn my phone off, put it down, pick it back up again. So 240 pages need to be read today. And so far I have read 118. So I'm basically halfway, because halfway would be 120. So I do still have to do a bit more reading. I finished Fumbled Hearts last night. I ended up reading the entire book, which was actually 469 pages. Loved it. I was crying. I was laughing. I was like feeling everything for these characters. So I just read the entire book. I was really in a reading mood, and I was like, this book, this is it. Like, this is the book that's getting me out of the book slump, which is perfect, especially because I'm making this video. So this morning I started reading Defenseless Hearts, which is the second book, which it's a duology, so the second book out of the duology. This one, so Fumbled Hearts followed Nate and Kalani, and this one follows Parker and Kenra. Parker is Kalani's like best friend, and he's also, well, he was Nate's teammate. Now we're in the summer, so they're not teammates anymore because they graduated. And Kenra is Nate's older sister, but she's only older than Nate by a year, so it's like she's just the grade above them. So yeah, like I said, 118 pages, and since I just started the book today, that's 33% of the book. So if I just read 240 pages today, it'll probably get me just below 70% done with the book. I'm about to take a shower, and then I'll probably have dinner, but after dinner I will definitely be back and reading, because reading needs to get done. Not like too much has happened yet so far. One of the like big things that happened in the book is I already knew about, because I actually read Say You Swear and Promise Me Not before I read these two books, which if I had done my research, I would have known to have read Fumbled Hearts, Defenseless Hearts, Say You Swear, Promise Me Not, in that order. I did not do my research. I just went straight into Say You Swear, and then I read Promise Me Not, and then I was like, oh, well, Nate and Loli show up, and so does Parker and Kenra, there's no D. And I was like, I want to read their stories now. So I went back. They're not in the same series. They are two separate series. Say You Swear, Promise Me Not is Boys of Avex, and Fumbled Hearts and Defenseless Hearts is Fumbled Futures. So they're two separate series, but they're interconnected series. Which, so like, if you don't know, interconnected series is you see characters from a different series show up in the next series. And I didn't know that. So I'm going into Defenseless Hearts and Fumbled Hearts, which I finished, knowing like the ending, knowing that the characters are having a happy ending, but I don't know the entire stories with them. So personally, when I was reading Fumbled Hearts, I really appreciated that, because there were some things going on in there, and I had to admit I was a little bit unsure at times, but I knew that, they were going to end up together, so that was okay with me. And then obviously there's things happening in Defenseless Hearts that would have come as a total shock to me had I not read Say You Swear and Promise Me Not before. But I am enjoying it. It's definitely very fast-paced, because I probably was only reading for like an hour and a half, and I got 118 pages in, which pretty good. So I'm gonna go hop in the shower, and then I will be back. Probably just do a time lapse and update tomorrow what happened today, probably. So yeah, that is today's update. Obviously I'm not done yet, and who knows, I might read more than I have to. That happened yesterday, but I am halfway done with the reading, so that is a good sign. And because I know like my reading speed, I probably only need to read for just a little bit over an hour, which is so fun. So I will see you guys next time I pick up the camera to talk about this, which will probably be tomorrow. Probably. So enjoy the time lapse, and yeah, I'll be back probably in like 30 seconds. It is Wednesday. I am feeling so much better today than I did yesterday. If you can't tell, I mean, I'm still stuffy, but I can breathe out of both of my nostrils today, which I could not do that yesterday. So, yeah. So today's reading, I had to read 145 pages because I picked up my phone 145 times. And I've had a busy day today. I was out for a decent amount of the day. I left here around like 11:30 and I got back around 4-ish. Just did a little bit of reading while I was having a snack. It's about an hour later now. I'm currently on page 109 of a new book because I finished the book last night. So Monday and Tuesday I've both finished the books that I started. Yesterday was 356 pages, I want to say, but I don't think I actually read that many. I think it was more like 340 that I read, because the pages at the end were like for another book or something like that. So I have started reading Burnout by Burnout by Rebecca Jenshak. I think that's how we say it. This is 456 pages and I'm currently on page 109. So I'm about a little less than 40 pages left until I reach the goal for today. And it's going by so fast. Like, I hit 100 pages like so fast, which is perfect. I feel like that's just what I need. So Burnout, it is it's a gymnast and a motocross racer. It's like dirt bike racing, but like different, I think. I don't know, I'm still a little bit tiny little bit confused. But we're 23% of the way done, so basically a quarter. Honestly, not too much has happened yet. The main characters, Avery and Knox, they've met, but nothing has really gone on yet. Like, they've met, he asked for her help, she said no because he insulted her. He's apologized, and she's like, well, is that truthful? And now we're here. So not much has happened yet. I'm sure more is going to happen, more is going to pick up. There's definitely a lot that these characters can deal with and talk about. They got injuries, they got family problems, so much that can be built on. I'm just going to keep reading. It's so nice not having homework or anything because I literally can just read. Like, this must be what full-time booktubers feel like when like they're not in book slumps and they can just read, like, and that's their job. Because if I could literally sit here and read all day, I would be like so happy. Like, I've finished 2 books in 2 days, like probably equaling to 800 pages. I have not read that much like in so long. Like, I read 5 books in January, but like it took me a while to get through all of those books. So it's just like crazy to me that I've literally finished 2 books in 2 days. I don't know if I'm going to finish this book tonight. I have like 340 pages that I would have to get through, and by the time we were at yesterday and the day before, I was definitely more than 100 pages into the books. But like I said, this one is going so fast, so anything could happen. I might pop on here tomorrow and be like, hey guys, finished another book. But honestly, this is perfect because I wanted to get through like a bunch of the books that I had on Kindle Unlimited since I only have it for a limited amount of time. But yeah, I'm going to continue reading. It's dark in here and I think it's just getting darker, so yeah. See you guys tomorrow, probably, because I don't think I will check in again today. I kind of like doing like these check-ins, give you an update on where we're at, but I actually haven't finished yet. So like the next day I'm like, oh, I finished, by the way. So yeah, I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow. Alright, day 4 of this challenge, so it's Thursday, and I've completed my 3rd book. This time, or today, I finished reading Burnout, so that it ended up, I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I don't really think I'm going to do any more reading today. Oh, also I had 175 pages to read today. Definitely read more than that. I'll put however many pages I read up here. Probably not going to do any more reading today, and then tomorrow's our last day. So 3 books done, 1 day left, 4 days done. So I'll see you all tomorrow for the last day of this challenge. Hi, so it's Friday. I have actually yet to start reading. I've been busy. So I don't really know what book I'm going to read today, but I have 134 pages. I'm thinking I'm going to read the 2nd book that comes after Burnout, just because I liked the characters, so I want to keep reading. And the 1st book went by fast, so it should theoretically be easy to get through these pages, but it's already 5 o'clock. So I do need to start reading soon, but we'll see. It looks so pretty because the sun is like setting, and then like my books look like sunset. So I love how pretty that it like looks over there. But I haven't started reading yet. I have to make a phone call right now, and then after that I'm gonna start reading. We'll see. I'm obviously going to finish because I've finished every other day and read more than I needed to every other day, so like we're gonna get it done. But it's gonna be like interesting on like, can I get it done before like 10 p.m. or no? Also, do I want to edit this video tonight and post it tomorrow or no? Because the February break one's still gonna go till Sunday, but this one's ending today, and like I could probably do a quick turnaround time, post it tomorrow. Decisions. Because if I don't post it tomorrow, I'd have to post it like next Friday in order to have a video up in February, I think. I don't think I've posted one yet, so we'll see. I don't know. I might edit it tonight, but I need to read first. I'll update when I read. Probably. Also, I need to figure out what book I'm reading. We're all over the place today. Okay, it is now Saturday. So officially completed with this challenge. I did finish my reading yesterday. I read the first 165 pages of Playbook, and I only had to read 134 pages, so I read an extra 30, just to be extra like that, I guess. So as a little recap, Monday was 114 pages that I had to read. I did that. I actually believe I read like 469 pages, I think was how long that book was. Tuesday I had to read 240 pages. I believe I read 356 pages. I also completed an entire book. Wednesday was 145 pages, which I don't remember entirely how many pages I read, but I do know I said it. On Wednesday, I'll put it up here somewhere. Thursday, I had to read 175 pages, which I did because I ended up finishing Burnout, which I also had read Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, I read Burnout, which totaled to about 450 pages, I want to say. And then on Friday, I started reading Playbook, and I read 165 pages. So in total, I'm not quite sure. Let me look at how many pages Burnout is really quickly. I think it was 446. It did not like me. It's confusing me right now. So let me pull out a calculator. Okay. 469 plus 356 plus 446 plus 165, 1,436 pages in 5 days. I'm not quite sure how many times I picked up my phone over these 5 days. Actually, let me look and I'll be right back. Okay, I just checked how many times I picked up my phone for all of the days, and I'm very happy to say that I picked up my phone significantly less every single day but Friday. So that's good. Monday, I picked up my phone 114 times last week. This week, I only picked it up 73 times. Tuesday, I picked up my phone 240 times. I only picked it up 81 times this week. The 240, I just want to say, that is extreme because there was something going on. So I was getting a bunch of texts that I would respond, put my phone down, pick it back up. So that's not like a normal amount of pickups. That was a specific scenario. Wednesday, last week, I picked up my phone 145 times. This week, I only picked it up 107 times. Thursday of last week, 175 times. This week, 116. And then Friday, 134 times. This week, I picked it up 127 times. So Friday was basically pretty similar. Honestly, though, that makes sense because Friday, I did not start my reading until, I want to say, like 5 p.m. So I didn't start my reading as early in the day as I did every other day. But that is significantly less for the majority of the days. So it did what it was supposed to do. So yeah. Then to just talk about the books that I read Fumbled Hearts on Monday. I gave that 5 stars. I honestly think that's probably going to be my favorite book of February. It was just so good. I loved it. I was crying. I was, feeling for the characters. It was such a good book, and I loved it. Kalani and Nate are definitely, I were so many things to keep you on your toes. I was never bored, and I was just so invested. And I mean, I read it in less than 14 hours, and it was almost a 500-page book, so that's pretty good. On Tuesday, I read Defenseless Hearts, which is the book that comes after Fumbled Hearts, but you honestly could probably read it before. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that, but you probably could. I gave that 4.5 stars. That was Parker and Kenra's story. I really liked it. I felt so many emotions. There was just like little things that bumped it down to make it to not make it a 5-star, but I mean, it was really good, so that's why I gave it 4.5. And then Wednesday, Thursday, I read Burnout. I gave that 4 stars. Yeah, motorcycle gymnast, sort of like enemies to lovers type situation. I really liked it. I thought it was cute, super fast paced, and just like you really felt like you got to know the characters, which I appreciated. And then Friday, again, I started Playbook, right? I keep forgetting what it's called. I have to check Goodreads. Yes, Playbook. I really like it so far. 165 pages in. Fake dating. We all know I love the fake dating trope, so I'm assuming it's gonna be good. It'll probably also, right now, I'm assuming, be right around the 4-star mark, and hopefully I can finish it this weekend before we get back into school. So yeah, that was the challenge. I hope you enjoyed. I really like making videos like this. I think it's fun to like look at my stats on my phone and then translate those into reading stats. So I hope you also enjoyed that. It's also been a while, I feel like, since I've done like a reading type video, so I'm happy that it worked out this week that I could make one. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.